fish!
Poor little fishy!
Okay, attempt number 2 on the apple and Nutella. Now we've decided that's just a blonde moment and we've moved on, and something that will keep her happy, and you can't go wrong. Wine. Have to bring wine to keep the wife happy. I don't have an issue with bees. Bees are our friends. Alright, let's wander back to camp.
To be or not to be? Is that your question?
What was the question?
Are you filming me? Go away.
Go on, walk up.
Go away, you go walk off.
Okay.
Stop filming me.
G'day guys, Paul, Perth 4x4 Adventures, and welcome to another episode of WASOLO. This one has a little bit of a twist to it though. Little backstory. About 5 or 6 weeks ago, the wife Clarissa said to me, I'd really love to learn how to fish, never been fishing before, and I'd love it if we could plonk ourselves on the beach for a couple of days and do some fishing. Who was I to argue with that? So, Clarissa doesn't really like camping that much. So, in this episode, what I've done is a few things to make it more inviting for her to come along camping. And I'm sure there are some blokes out there that have wives that love going camping with them every day of the week, and that's fantastic. And some of you have wives that don't really like going camping or four-wheel driving. But then in this episode, I'm going to show you just a few things you can do to make it a bit more encouraging, a bit more comfortable for the wife to come along. The first thing is let her drive. All right, we, the macho men, always jump in the driver's seat. We know what we're doing. It's our car. Let her have a drive. Clarissa has done a fair bit of four-wheel driving before, so it's nothing new to her. But I'm sure some of you out there have wives that have never done four-wheel driving before, always sit in the passenger seat. Let them have a drive. But I'll tell you one thing, if they damage the car, don't yell at them, because they don't yell at you when you damage it. And we do damage our cars. Those of you with a keen eye will notice there is now a dent in the Hilux. In the last video, you would have seen it. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but if you go back to that video and have a look, you might just see it. But yeah, so in this episode, we're going to head off. We're a couple of hours north of Perth. I'm not going to tell you exactly where we are. I'm looking for a nice little secluded spot that I know of. If it's free, we'll grab it. Otherwise, we'll grab another spot on the beach somewhere. But I'll show you what I've done to make it a bit more inviting for Clarissa to come along. Alright, so I'm just going to drop down to about 16 psi, just going on the beach, so straight down to beach pressures, no stuffing around, don't really want to get stuck when you're on your own, so 16 psi is the magic number. Alright, all aired down now. As I said, 16 psi all the way around. Nothing difficult on the track that we're on. It does get really tight and scratchy the further we get in though. Hence why the bush barriers are on the car, and Clarissa is driving. So I'm in the passenger seat. See, look, no hands, car's moving. So yeah, perfect weather. We've picked, I think about 5 weeks ago, we picked these couple of days off work. And the weather is, I think, 28, 29 and 30 for the next 3 days with light winds. So couldn't have picked it better if we tried. So hopefully the spot I'm looking for is not taken by anybody, but hey, if it is, for sure we'll find another spot just as good. So let's get up this track and get to a campsite. Just driving through this track, and now we did mention earlier that this track is usually really overgrown, but there's been a bushfire through here, as you can possibly see through the other camera, and it has stripped everything out. Now, as I said, I would never thought I'd bring the new car down through this track because it was always tight, and this time I decided with the bush barriers on, I'd do it because I want to get to this particular spot. But the bushfire has completely stripped all the vegetation out. I don't know how long ago this fire went through, but yeah, this track, I've seen it rip bush barriers off cars on our tag-alongs. But it's amazing in the different colours. Clarissa just stopped to take some photos of the of one little section just because of the colours. You've got the new growth coming through the bottom and all the burnt dead stuff up the top, and it's quite a sight to be seen. So anyhow, we'll keep plodding along.
This'll do. Is this a good one?
Looks alright to me. What do you reckon, guys? What do you reckon of this spot? Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. I hate it when YouTubers do this, but sometimes you just got to do it. So what do you reckon? Ocean, shelter, no one else here. What more could you want? Alright, we're going to set up camp and enjoy the next couple of days.
Underground for so long, in the dark, I forgot how the sunlight feels. Hidden just out of reach, down below, waiting for time to reveal 100 new colors in me. Even if it takes 100,000 years to finally shine, unlike any other, something undiscovered, left to crystallize. Give it time, put it under pressure, hold it to the fire, a diamond in disguise, meant to shine.
Okay, so time to introduce the first thing I have put on the car that helps Clarissa feel a little bit more comfortable coming out camping with us, and of course it is the ensuite. Now, it's all right for us guys to want to pull up a bush somewhere or go behind a rock or go behind a bush and dig a hole. That's fine, but for the girls it's probably a little bit better that they've actually got somewhere where they can not only go to the toilet in peace without having to dig a hole, but they can get changed, and later on we're going to have a shower. So we've got the ensuite. There is a chemical toilet in there now. I've gone down the path of a chemical toilet as well for myself because I'm getting to that age where I really can't be bothered wandering off in the morning, doing the walk of shame with a shovel and a roll of toilet roll, digging a hole, and doing the bits and pieces in the bush and covering it. So I've invested in a chemical toilet for myself as well. So that, quick and easy to put up, and I can literally just do my stuff in the mornings, pack it away, and I'm done. And I think free camping is probably going to end up like that, because too many people are not digging holes, doing their business, leaving their toilet paper, and it blows around the bushes, and some campsites are becoming, let's just say, a little bit less desirable because of this. So I think if you want to continue to free camp, take everything out with you, and I mean everything, and that is the best way to do it. But what a great spot we have nabbed here. Now, originally I was looking for a spot just a couple of 100 metres further up that way behind some rocks, but it is reef up there, but I overshot the runway a little bit, and we've ended up in this spot, which is a bit better in my eyes. We've literally got the ocean right here, no reef, so I can fish in there without losing my bait in the reef. Don't know if it'll make much difference to the quality of fish that's around, but hey, we're just here to have a bit of fun and maybe catch a fish, and if we do, we'll cook them up later on. So this is our home for the next couple of days. Alright, so camp is all set up. It's time to put some lunch in the travel buddy. So, inspired by Pete, you know who you are. Watched his video last week. He had some KFC wraps. So, I thought, that sounds bloody delicious. Only he had burger cheese in his. So, I made up a couple last night. I just put KFC and some spinach in a wrap, and they will go in the travel buddy. And they should be ready in about half an hour. So looking forward to having those. The people asked me where I got that tray from. That was from IKEA, cost about $5. So rather than buy all the fancy stuff that fits in there, that fits in there perfectly. $5 from IKEA. Champion. Alright, hopefully they'll be ready in about 3/4 of an hour. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I actually used to be a keen fisherman. In my younger days, I'd be out Friday nights, Saturday nights, all night fishing in various locations, chasing that elusive mulloway or snapper or whatever I could get on the end of a rod. I got to the point where I got sick of not catching anything, so I stopped fishing. But lately I've had the urge to go fishing, so when Clarissa said I wouldn't mind going fishing, hey, I got a new rod, some new gear, and that looks like the perfect spot to go fishing in, so I'm going to give it a crack. Maybe later. Go and enjoy that KFC wrap.
You caught anything yet?
No, nothing. Not a thing. It's out there somewhere. Damn it, had a bite. Had a bite. That, my friends, is a decent sized herring. Alright, so the best part about this time of year is the bushfire season is over and we are allowed to have a campfire. So, for the first time this year, let's get the fire started. Sure there's a song in that summer, isn't there? My fire starter.
Bit of prodigy.
A little bit of the old proj. Alright, so got the fire lighters, some fat wood, because that really gets it going. I have been itching to have a campfire for ages, so a little bit of fat wood, smaller stuff. Let's get this thing cranking. It's a little bit windy now, but well, so it's not overly windy. Sea breeze is in, obviously, but we are sheltered by this rock here, so it's all good. So the fire, it's about, what time is it, babe?
It is 4:45.
4:45. So light the fire at 4:45. This should be cranking in about half an hour, and I don't know whether I'll chuck another line in the water or whether we'll just sit around the fire and enjoy it. So we shall enjoy this. Good.
Rough around every edge, but unbreakable. Every flaw tells a story. crystallize.
How come you didn't do that with my one?
I was about to do it. Ow. How do you know which one's which?
I mean, you would have done my one first, wouldn't you?
You'd think so. That's alright, I might put. That's it.
Stake on
You
each
can
pot.
probably. Oh yeah. Which one? Which one's your one?
Doesn't matter. I like that one. It's thick.
Okay. Before you know, I didn't know you had your own spud.
Give it time.